1 minute.
Herzlich willkommen im Odsal Stadium in Bradford in West Yorkshire, liebe Zuschauer, zu diesem ersten von 4 Viertelfinale der Qualifikation zur Einzel-Speedway-Weltmeisterschaft, die in Göteborg in Schweden am 31. August ausgetragen wird.
Gary Havelock, reigning British champion, you're on your home track today. How much of an advantage is that going to be for you?
Well, I don't think it'll be as much advantage as everybody thinks, because you know, the caliber of riders that were here today, you know, they all ride this track regular, and you know, it's such good riders that I don't think it's going to make all that much of a difference, but having said that, you never know.
Only 9 riders going through to the next stage. It's going to be very tough, this one.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be very hard. You know, these rounds get harder and harder as you get through, and you know, I'm just going to be going out there and giving it everything I've got and see what I can do.
Sam, the Americans come in today, the toughest stage so far for the World Championship qualifiers. How do you see today's meeting going?
Hopefully one step better than last time. Nah, it's going good. I hope so. You know, the track looks good, the weather's holding out. Should be exciting.
As for yourself, I mean, you've been up here on the rostrum in the World Final. You know how to ride the Bradford track. It must give you some confidence today.
Well, it's all in the day, and you know, the rain's just starting to come. I can feel it now. But it's all in the day, and we just got to go out there and make 5 good starts. And the important thing is qualifying. If you get through the first 3 or 4 races and you got a chance to clinch the title, then you go for it.
Soweit also 2 der Top-Favoriten, Gary Havelock und Sam Malenko. Insgesamt sind bei den 16 Fahrern, die hier dabei sind, 7 Engländer, 5 Amerikaner, 3 Australier und 1 Neuseeländer. Wir werden jetzt mal sehen, wie sich im ersten Lauf schon mal die Gewichtungen verteilen. Es wird, wie wir es ja auch gerade gehört haben, bis zum letzten Rennen um die Punkte gehen. 9 dieser 16 Fahrer können sich qualifizieren. Am Ende bleibt auch noch der 10. Platz für den Reservefahrer offen. Aber der muss dann hoffen, dass ein anderer zurückzieht oder verunfallt vor den Halbfinalläufen. Und die 9 Fahrer, die hier weiterkommen, sind dann entweder beim Halbfinale in Urovo in Russland dabei oder in Abensberg in Deutschland. Auch da findet ja ein Halbfinale statt. Vielleicht haben Sie mal Lust, liebe Zuschauer, dahin zu gehen. Ich würde mich freuen, das alles im August, und konzentrieren wir uns aber auf die Action hier in dem letztjährigen Weltmeisterschaftsstadion. Hervorragend präpariert, auch in diesem Jahr. Speedway Einzel-Weltmeisterschaft hat ja im letzten Jahr ungeahnte Höhen in der Popularität erlebt, mit ganz fantastischen Läufen am Ende und sicherlich einem verdienten Weltmeister.
Every inch of this Bradford circuit is a rain still falls. Smith leads, Havelock second, Wiltshire third, and Rick Miller, who's off gate number 1, has been left for dead. Smith leads, Havelock now trying to come underneath him. Both of them, of course.
Il y a, non pas dans le ventre mou, mais dans le ventre agité. Maar natuurlijk voor de bocht. Prachtige slidings.
Last lap off heat number 1.
Prachtig driften.
Sicherlich auch in diesem Jahr.
Andy Smith running the final 2 bends of heat number 1 with the blue helmet colour. It's Smith who straightens up. Havelock comes up, but it's Smith who gets there. Andy Smith wins. Gary Havelock is in 2nd place, and Todd Wiltshire from Australia is back in 3rd. So there we are. Andy Smith gets the best possible start to the OSC Speedway final with 3 points in heat number 1. So heat number 2, Lee Adams from Australia in red gate 1, Joe Screen, blue, England gate 2, Sam Malenko, white, America gate 3, and Kelly Moran, also America, yellow and black gate 4. Heat number 2. Away they drive from the start into that first turn, and that first one is sudden Sam Malenko. Kelly Moran, whose bike's smoking heavily, trying to drive around the outside. So Ermolenko leads. Moran now coming up on his exhaust pipe, takes the inside line. Has he got the speed? Ermolenko holds on. Moran second, Joe Screen third, and Lee Adams from Australia trailing in the wake. So Sudden Sam, who really is living on the crest of a wave after that frightful accident some 18 months ago when he broke nearly every bone in his body in a long track accident. He's fought back to the greats of World Speedway. We saw him on the Screen Sports screens, of course, leading America to that World Team Cup final in Mariestad last year. And it looks as though he's going to win heat number 2. Kelly Moran still in second place, and Joe Screen third. And it is Sudden Sam still in a commanding position. It's Kelly Moran tucked him behind him, but Joe Screen's not far behind, but it's Sudden Sam who wins. Kelly Moran holds on to second place, and Joe Screen in third. So Sam Ermolenko starts his quest for a world final appearance in 1991. Of course, that takes place in Sweden by getting 3 points from heat number 2. So heat number 3 sees Paul Thorpe in red. Of course, he rides for Bradford. He's in gate number 1. Gate number 2, Calvin Tatum from the Berwick Bandits. He's in the blue helmet colour in gate 2. Glenn Doyle, he's also a Bradford rider from Australia in white gate 3. And Jeremy Doncaster from England in yellow and black. He's in gate number 4. This is heat number 3. Rise go the Tate, the bikes drive into that first turn, and it's Doncaster and Tatum locked together. Tatum in blue, Doncaster in yellow and black. And the first one to straighten up is Calvin Tatum. So Tatum leads, Doncaster second, Glenn Doyle third, and Paul Thorpe back in fourth place. So with one lap gone, it is Calvin Tatum, who has been in the wars a little bit lately with injury, who's fighting his way to the front. Made a terrific start as the tapes rose. Doncaster was there with him for a period, but as they come out of the second turn, it was Tatum who began to pick up momentum. Doncaster still second, Glenn Doyle third, and Paul Thorpe still in fourth place. So we enter the final lap of heat number 3. And still it is Tatum who leads from Jeremy Doncaster, Glenn Doyle and Paul Thorpe around the final 2 bends. And Calvin Tatum, the former British champion, he collects 3 points. 2 for Jeremy Doncaster and 1 for Glenn Doyle. So Calvin Tatum, he'll be most pleased with collecting 3 points in his opening ride, and that puts him in fine spirits, no doubt, for the rest of this overseas final. Calvin Tatum, the winner of heat number 3. So heat number 4, and the oldest rider in the field, 31 years of age, Mitch Shearer comes into gate number 1 in the red helmet colour. Neil Collins is in blue, gate number 2 from England. Ronnie Corrie in white from America, gate 3, and Billy Hamill, also from America, yellow and black, gate number 4. This is heat number 4. Into the first turn they drive them. Billy Hamill gets a great start, and with him is Ronnie Corrie. So the 2 Americans, really, as the tapes rose, they were gone. And it's Billy Hamill who just about takes the initiative from Ronnie Corrie. So Hamill leads, Corrie second, Mitch Shearer third, and Neil Collins in fourth place. So Billy Hamill, who some 2 years ago was always bound for England, it was just a question of which club he was going to ride for. But he came and rode for Cradley Heath, and he's doing a very, very good job indeed in 1991 for them. Racing in Sweden for Eskilstuna, along with Andy Smith and Peter Norlin, where he's beginning to make 1 or 2 Swedish promoters sit up and take recognition. And it's Billy Hamill still, as he enters the last lap of heat number 4. Hamill still leads from Ronnie Corrie. Mitch Shearer tucked in third place, but it's all eyes on this front rider, Billy Hamill from America, who many felt may be overwhelmed. Fell out of the competition at this stage last year, but he wins heat number 4. Second place for Ronnie Corrie. And a good start for the youngster from America, Billy Hamill, as he collects 3 points, winning heat number 4. 2 for Ronnie Corrie, and the Americans getting a 1-2 in heat number 4.
Ronnie Corrie, second place first time out, but we noticed you're going to make some changes. Are you going to ride another machine?
Yeah, I think I'm another one. Didn't seem to be pulling down the straightaways a bit, you know, and I think I can need a little bit more speed, so I'm going to try the other one and see if they go a little bit better.
Well, you seem to make a fairly quick start in that one, but Billy Hamill was pulling away from you.
Yeah, he pulled a little bit. He was trying a bit of a wider line than I was, and he had that little bit of the outside on me, you know. I should have came up a bit more, but that's the way it goes. I'm happy with second. Just keep going now.
So there we are, the rain still falling at the Bradford Zotsel Stadium, and gating will be most important as we now go into heat number 5. Join us for more Speedway after the break.
Highlights from an historic Le Mans at 10. Screen sport, more choice. The Porsche Carrera Cup, the most exclusive and expensive one-make series. Just 40 European drivers contest the 9-race championship. See round 5 on the Dutch circuit of Zandvoort. Monday night at 9:30 on Screen Sport. More sport, more choice.
Cup, 9 places available to go forward to the semi-final stages of the competition. Rovno in Russia and Abensberg in Germany, the two venues on that occasion. They will take place in August, and the ultimate aim, of course, the place in the big one, the world final in Gothenburg in Sweden on August the 31st. We now move into heat number 5, which sees Billy Hamill come out for his second ride in succession. He, of course, won heat number 4 before the break, and he goes into the red helmet colour in gate number 1. There we see Rick Miller in blue. Failed to score in his first outing, so he'll be hoping for points in this turn. So the full lineup for heat number 5, Billy Hamill in red, gate number 1. Rick Miller blue, gate number 2, a last first time out. Lee Adams in white from Australia, he also was last first time out. And Glenn Doyle in yellow and black in gate number 4, 1 point only from his first outing. So, 3 riders who desperately need points, and Billy Hamill, winner first time, will be able to consolidate his position. His current leader of the pack, along with 3 other winners in the first 4 outings of the 1991 Overseas Speedway Final. This is heat number 5. And away they drive from the start into the first turn, and Hamill gets another fine start. Hamill leads, Glenn Doyle coming around the outside of him, but Billy Hamill, has he got the speed? And Glenn Doyle drives around the outside of him. A terrific and brave ride from the Australian. So Glenn Doyle leads, Billy Hamill second. And it really was tremendous speedway on the first and second turn and down the back straight by the Australian Glenn Doyle. Rides for Bradford, of course, in the Division 1 of the Sunbike League. And it still is Glenn Doyle who leads. 2 laps gone. Billy Hamill second. Lee Adams holding on to third place, and Rick Miller last. Rick made such a great debut in the World Final, of course, here at Bradford last September. I'm meeting you so exclusively here on Screen Sport, as we now go on the last lap of heat number 5. It looks as though Rick is going to have to do some work in the later stages of this meeting, but it's all eyes on Glenn Doyle from Australia, who really has done all the hard work on the first and second turn and down the back straight. He comes up, he wins heat number 5. Second place for Billy Hamill, and third place for Lee Adams. So a great brave ride from Glenn Doyle brings him 3 points from heat number 5. 2 points for the rider in red, Billy Hamill. That's the result of heat number 5. We move on to heat number 6, and there we see in red Neil Collins. He's in the red helmet colour in gate number 1. Paul Thorpe in blue goes into gate number 2. In white is Andy Smith, winner of the opening race, heat number 1. He's in the white helmet colour, he's in gate 3. And on the outside, also winner first time out, Sam Ermolenko from the USA, he's in gate number 4. So as the tape strides, watch for yellow and black and watch for white. And let's see if Paul Thorpe or Neil Collins could be the spoiler in the pack in heat number 6. Well, certainly the conditions so far here at Bradford have affected a little of the racing, but we can't take nothing away from the superb conditions at Bradford's Odsal Stadium. The Ham brothers and of course Eric Booth are doing a wonderful job of providing a great racing strip for the Overseas Speedway Final. That's just what they've done for the World Final last September. So this is heat number 6. We'll wait then for the starting marshal to be ready. He is. The green light now goes on. Up they go and away they drive, and into the turn it's Sam Ermolenko. Ermolenko leads. Paul Thorpe taking out the rider in white, Andy Smith, but Andy Smith is still there. Paul Thorpe put the elbows in, but Smith will hold the pressure, and he's still in second place. So it's Sam Ermolenko in yellow and black who leads. Andy Smith second, Paul Thorpe third, and Neil Collins in fourth place. So you'll see the riders pulling their visor strips away from them, getting better vision. 2 laps gone, still it is Ermolenko that leads from Andy Smith, and Andy Smith sadly had a British Speedway for 3 months of the season before Swindon stepped in to snap him up from his parent club Bradford. Made his debut on June the 1st down at the London Abbey Stadium. We're on the last lap of heat number 6, and it's still Sam Ermolenko who's looking for his second win of the afternoon here at Bradford. And round the final 2 bends, coming up to take the flag, it's Sam Ermolenko who wins. Andy Smith in second place, Paul Thorpe third. So Sam Ermolenko from America, currently now on 6 points and unbeaten after his 2 rides, and he's a winner, a convincing winner of heat number 6. So we move on to heat number 7, which sees Kelvin Tatum, also winner of his first outing, which was in heat number 3 when he beat Jeremy Doncaster. He's in red in gate number 1. Mick Shearer, he's in blue gate 2. Joe Screen there in white, the youngest rider in the field, just 18 years of age. Bags of experience to be gained from this meeting for Joe Screen. And Todd Wiltshire, yellow and black, 1 point in his first ride. So heat number 7 about to get underway. Watch for red, Kelvin Tatum, who certainly seems to be doing the work, is a taped right wise, and into the first turn they go, and it's Wiltshire from the outside who's got there. So Todd Wiltshire from Australia leads. Kelvin Tatum second, Joe Screen third, in that order. Wiltshire in yellow and black, Tatum red, and Joe Screen goes out and comes right on the outside of Kelvin Tatum in superb style. So youth on his side, and it's Joe Screen who's done it. Comes round Kelvin Tatum. So Kelvin Tatum now in third place, Joe Screen second, Mick Shearer at the moment in last place. So all eyes on the front three is Wiltshire leads, Joe Screen second, Kelvin Tatum third. Has Kelvin Tatum got anything left? Tries the inside line on Joe Screen. Still they flick the visors away from them. And Wiltshire looking set for his first win here at Bradford. Third in heat number 1. And now Tatum takes the inside line on Joe Screen. And the race line is Wiltshire the wins. Screen holds on to second place. And Kelvin Tatum has to make do with third place. But it's Australian rider Todd Wiltshire in the good old PD Leathers and that engine tuned by good old Peter Johns, who wins heat number 7. 3 points to him, 2 points to Joe Screen, and a great ride from him as well. The youngest rider in the field, and Kelvin Tatum 1 point from heat number 7. So heat number 8, Gary Havelock in red, Kelly Moran blue, Jeremy Doncaster white, and Ronnie Corrie in yellow and black. So all riders desperately needing points from this particular outing. Getting all very important here at Bradford Zotsel Stadium. But as Joe Screen proved in the previous heat number 7, you can come from the back. And when you come from the back over Kelvin Tatum, you certainly have done your homework. So this is heat number 8. Green light game goes on. The bikes roar into action, and into the turn they go, and it's the yellow and black helmet colour of Ronnie Corrie who's there. So Corrie leads, and Gary Havelock comes through on Jeremy Doncaster to second place. So Corrie leads, Ronnie Corrie from America, and of course Wolverhampton in the Sunbright League. A rise for Gotland in Sweden. We can't forget good old Gotland, but it's Ronnie Corrie that leads at the moment. Gary Havelock looking down at his machine. Has he got problems? Doncaster has been left for dead at the back as Kelly Moran comes through. So it is Ronnie Corrie that leads. Second place, Gary Havelock. Kelly Moran trying to fight his way for the back, and Jeremy Doncaster back in the thick of things. And Kelly Moran comes around the outside of Gary Havelock in superb style. So the Americans are flying high here at Bradford Zotsel Stadium, with Ronnie Corrie leading. Kelly Moran in second place. Gary Havelock now in third, and Jeremy Doncaster in fourth place. But coming up to take the flag, it's Ronnie Corrie that wins. Kelly Moran in second place, and Gary Havelock back in third. So the American duo, Ronnie Corrie winning in superb style, but the racing was all about second and third. Is first of all, Gary Havelock comes through over Jeremy Doncaster, and then as you see Doncaster coming back to the pits, it was Kelly Moran who then came through to second place.
Todd Wiltshire, much better second time round for you. What happened in your first race?
That's pretty typical of me, really. A few nerves started the meeting. Most of the matches I have this year I've been going pretty slow in heat 1, but I was a bit nervous, but I relaxed a bit more then, and we had a result.
Well, this is a scene of your greatest triumph, as they say. You got under rostrum here in last year's World Final, so you obviously know how to ride the place.
Yeah, you know, it's much easier when you got a bit of fresh air, but I'm going to be trying today, and once again I want to be on that rostrum if I can.
So we see this leaderboard after 8 races, all the riders having 2 outings. Summer Malenko beaten on 6. Billy Hamill, Ronnie Corrie and Andy Smith all on 5 points, just dropped 1. Todd Wiltshire and Kelly Moran on 4, they've got 2. That's the top 6 in the Overseas Speedway final after heat number 8. Glenn Doyle and Kelvin Tatum also on 4 points, dropped 2 points. And Gary Havelock and Joe Screen on 3 points apiece. So that's the leaderboard. Now we move into heat number 9. Just to recall, 7 English riders, 5 Americans, 3 Australians and 1 New Zealander. all looking for the 9 qualifying places, of course, to go forward to those 2 big semi-finals in Rovno in Russia, Abensburg in Germany. The draw will be made later this week to see who goes where. So heat number 9 sees Sam Ermolenko, the current leader, on 6 points. He's in red in gate number 1. Ronnie Corrie in blue, gate 2. Rick Miller, so far no points, in white, gate 3. And Calvin Tatum on 4 points, yellow and black, gate number 4. So watch the 2 inside gates, the 2 Americans who are looking very, very sharp indeed. And let's see if Calvin Tatum can drive around the pack on the first and second turn. This is heat number 9. And it was Tatum who gets a great start from the outside, and Tatum in yellow and black who heads up the back straight. Tatum leads. Sam Ermolenko in the red helmet cutter, second place. And Sam Ermolenko trying the inside line on Tatum. Rick Miller third. So Calvin Tatum leads, which is just what the English Speedway fans wanted. Sam Ermolenko second, Rick Miller third, and Ronnie Corrie, which is a bit of a surprise, last at the moment. As the sun comes out at Bradford, we've had just about everything: wind, rain, and now the sun. So mixed weather conditions, and it's a bit for all, shall we say. Is Calvin Tatum still heads the field. The battle there for the minor places is Rick Miller and Ronnie Corrie dicing for that valuable point it could be, third place in heat number 9. Calvin Tatum way ahead of the pack. Sam Ermolenko still second, and it's Calvin Tatum who wins. Sam Ermolenko who holds on to second place, but a great win from gate number 4. We all know he was capable of doing it. He'll be pleased with life now. Calvin Tatum gets the 3 points, done all the hard work as a tape throws. A great start from him, and he's the winner of heat number 9. So heat number 10, Jeremy Doncaster in red, desperate need of points, as is Lee Adams in blue in gate number 2. Mick Shearer also needing points in white in gate number 3, and Andy Smith on 5. Just dropped 1 point so far. He's in yellow and black in gate number 4. So very important race for 3 of these riders. And Andy Smith, can he win from outside gate? Calvin Tatum did it in the previous race. They drive from the start, and it is gate number 4 again. Is Andy Smith, drives around the turn. Doncaster there in second place. So Andy Smith leads. Jeremy Doncaster second. Lee Adams third, and Mick Shearer fourth. So Andy Smith, who knows every inch of this Bradford Ottsel Bowl, still holding on. Doncaster fighting his way to hold on to second place. Is the white helmet cutter. Mick Shearer comes through to third place, and Lee Adams now back in fourth. And Lee Adams going through a little bit of a lean patch for Swindon at the moment, and it's reflecting a little bit on his riding this afternoon. So Andy Smith still leading. Jeremy Doncaster in his testimonial season with the Reading Racers down there in Berkshire. We enter the final lap of heat number 10. Mick Shearer still holding on to third place, Lee Adams fourth. So around the final 2 bends, it's going to be Andy Smith who collects his second win of this Overseas Speedway final. Andy Smith wins, Jeremy Doncaster in second place, and Mick Shearer back in third. So 3 more points to Andy Smith. That moves him very, very nicely onto 8 points, and I'm sure he'll be pleased with that as he goes into the interval now. Just dropped 1 point from his 3 outings, and just 1 more point would surely see him through to the semi-finals of the World Championship. So heat number 11, Kelly Moran is in red in gate number 1. Glenn Doyle, superb ride from him last time out, is in blue, gate number 2. Todd Wiltshire, who we just heard from, 22 years of age from Australia, rides also for Reading in the British League Division 1. And Vestavik in Sweden, he's in white, gate 3. And Neil Collins, so far no points from him, but the previous 2 winners have come gate number 4. So let's see if Neil Collins can break his duck. There's a taped ride on heat number 11. The green light goes on. Up go the tapes, and away they drive, and it is Todd Wiltshire who's there. Wiltshire leads. Wiltshire's got it into the first. Oh, Wiltshire's taken out wide by the rider in blue, Glenn Doyle. So Wiltshire now finds himself at the back of the pack. It's Neil Collins, number 14, with the old red scarf coming out of his crash helmet. So Neil Collins leads. Glenn Doyle second, Kelly Moran third, and Kelly Moran coming underneath Glenn Doyle. Todd Wiltshire trailing now in 4th place. Taken out, it's do or die for a lot of these riders as we enter this second half of this 1991 Overseas Speedway final. As always, the hot shot cameras of Screensport are there to show the best possible pictures. Neil Collins it is who leads. Going again, gate number 4, providing the winner if he can stay out of trouble. Second place for the rider in blue, Glenn Doyle. Kelly Moran third, And Kelly Moran now comes through to take second place, and it is the rider in yellow and black who wins. Kelly Moran second, Glenn Doyle third. So a great win from England's Neil Collins, a surprise victor, but yet again the third race winner on the trot from gate number 4 in succession, shall I say. And mayhem on the first and second turn, but it's Neil Collins who wins heat number 11. So heat number 12, Billy Hamill in red, gate number 1. Gary Havelock blue, gate number 2. Porthorpe white, gate number 3, and Joe Screen there in yellow and black. Great ride from him so far this afternoon. And Bradford, he's in yellow and black in gate number 4. So watch for Billy Hamill, watch for Gary Havelock, watch for Porthorpe, and watch for gate number 4 also. See if it can win his 4th successive race. Up they go, into the turn they drive, and it's all into Joe Screen is taken slightly wide by Porthorpe, and that leaves room for Billy Hamill. Yes, look at Thorpe drive round the outside of him. The white helmet colour of Porthorpe drives round Billy Hamill. So Thorpe leads, Billy Hamill in second place. Great ride from Porthorpe. And now yellow and black of Joe Screen's come up alongside Billy Hamill as we speak. Another scrap is building up. Has Joe Screen got the speed, got the technique, got the willpower as he ties the inside line on Billy Hamill. Gary Havelock in 4th place, and poor old Gary Havelock finding life a little bit difficult. British champion, of course, you saw on screen for it only a few weeks ago at Coventry, and just show how tough this overseas speedway final is going to be. And it's the right helmet colour of Porthorpe who still leads from second place, and it's Thorpe who drives over the start and gets 3 points. Thorpe who wins. Great ride from Porthorpe, punches the air with delight. A great win, and he's back in the reckoning. Porthorpe, of course, from Bradford, England. He wins heat number 12.
Kelly Moran, Mr. Consistency around here today. 6 points from 3 starts. Happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, I'd just like to get a first out of all this. I get tired of getting all the bead blasted in the back, you know. But things are going pretty well. The bikes are running really well. Mine have let me down just as of recently, so Sean offered to loan me his, and as you can see, they're going pretty well, and especially taking like the likes of Gary Havelock from the back on his home track. You don't normally see that done very often around here. So we're quite happy.
Well, all the Americans are doing fairly well, although Rick Miller's struggling somewhat at the moment. Is this track suited to the American riders today?
I think it's suited to everybody. I mean, it's in excellent condition considering the forecast and all the rain we've had up here in Yorkshire as of lately. But I think mainly it's just getting out of the start. Having said that, people say, oh yeah, but you were overtaken from the back and that. Well, sometimes it's just your day and other days it's not, you know. I think unfortunately Ricky just not getting out of the start, and that's where it's hurting him.
One or two of the riders saying that although the track looks like it's got some dirt, it is fairly slick out there.
Yes, it is. It's got like a bunch of like crushed up house brick, like marbly stuff. So if you see the dirt, you hit it, all you do is spin up. And a lot of the guys aren't really, when they get the grooves at the starting gate, they're not kicking out the rocks. Because first you got to burn through the rocks before you hit the solid ground, then take off. And obviously when you get in the back here, when you get hit with that shale, it really pulls you back, knocks you about 10 miles an hour off your top speed, you know.
Bradford also Stadium, Sam Malenko and Andy Smith, joint leaders on 8 points, both dropped to 1 point each. Billy Hamill, Calvin Tatum, both on 7, dropped 2. Kelly Moran on 6 and Todd Wiltshire on 5. That's the top 6 after heat number 12, the interval stage here at Bradford also Stadium. So it's all to race forward as we enter the last 8 races. Let's take a look at a few of the other riders. Ronnie Corrie on 5 points, and then look at those 4 on 4. Glenn Doyle, Joe Screen, Porthorpe and Jeremy Doncaster. We've got a lot of work to do to pick up points in their final 2 outings to progress further, of course, to the 2 semi-finals of the World Championship at Rovno and Abbotsford, Russia and Germany is expected. So there we are, join us for more Speedway after the break.
Screen fährt und natürlich für Australien 20 Jahre alt, im letzten Jahr 14. bei dem Overseas Final, weiter kam er nicht, will es natürlich besser machen. Bisher hat er Probleme vor allem mit der ersten Kurve, und in der Tat haben wir bemerkt, dass die Außenposition offenbar etwas mehr Grip bietet, denn in Gelb haben wir oft schon Leute gesehen, die in der ersten Kurve vorne lagen. So, 13. Lauf, Joe Screen, Jeremy Doncaster und Neil Collins, eine starke britische Fraktion hier, und Rick Miller auf der Außenposition, ganz links, wenn die Kamera jetzt rüber wandert, am Start hier Jeremy Doncaster, Neil Collins und neben ihm rechts neben ihm, also Rick Miller von der Seite der Piloten aus gesehen. Grünes Licht, das Band geht nach oben. Jeremy Doncaster, der hier ganz klar den besten Start hat. Rick Miller auf Rang 2 und dritter Joe Screen. Jeremy Doncaster bisher nur 4 Punkte und er muss eigentlich wieder dabei sein, der Engländer, jetzt hier Punkte Maximum holen, und er setzt auch alles dran, ist am besten weggekommen, bleibt vorne. Während es etwas feuchter geworden ist, ein kleiner Schauer ist hier niedergegangen. Bahn etwas verschmierter, aber Leistung und Grip ist ja immer eine diffizile Sache im Speedway-Sport. Wie kriegt man die Kraft eben, die 65 PS optimal aufs Hinterrad? Jeremy Doncaster, und um die Plätze dahinter, da geht es eng zu. Rick Miller noch auf Rang 2. Doncaster holt sich aber den Sieg, Rick Miller wird Zweiter und Joe Screen holt sich den letzten verbliebenen Zähler. Da haben wir den Altmeister im Bild. Doncaster zwischen 30 Jahre alt, schon 6-mal in der Einzelspeed-Weltmeisterschaft dabei gewesen. 14. Lauf, Andy Smith, sehr, sehr stark am heutigen Tag, zusammen mit Sam Ermolenko. Er trifft hier auf Billy Hamel, Kelly Moran und Kelvin Tatum. Tolle Namen. Start und ab geht's. Und wieder von der Außenseite am besten wegkommen, diesmal Kelvin Tatum. Kelvin Tatum vor Billy Hamel. Kelly Moran auf Rang 3 und Andy Smith nur letzter. Ja, da könnte er dann wohl mit Ermolenko nicht mehr so ganz mithalten, der erst am 16. Lauf wieder kommen wird. Dann hat Andy Smith große Probleme.
Kelvin, you can do that. Billy Hamel still in second place. Kelly Moran third. So Kelvin Tatum surely set for 3 more points, and that would just about be enough to put him through to the semi-final stages. So one Englishman through. Tatum driving around the turns. The power turned on, put on the machine wheels in line, and Tatum wins. Tatum wins heat number 14. And that puts him on 10 points and surely now through to the semi-finals of the World Championship. Andy Smith, though, sadly coming in last place, and that means he'll have to sit and get more points from his last outing before he's certain of qualification for the semi-finals. So our attention turns to number 15, which is American Ronnie Corey in red in gate number 1. Todd Wiltshire blue, gate 2. Paul Thorpe, white, gate 3. And Lee Adams, who we've just heard from, needs to make a start, and he knows he's on gate number 4, which is favourable at the moment here at Bradford for heat number 15. So Corey, Wiltshire, Thorpe, Adams in that order. Wiltshire and Corey on 5 points, Thorpe on 4, and Lee Adams on 1 point. He's in gate number 4. Sergeant Marshall now quite happy with the 4 riders. The green light goes on, the tapes go up, the bikes roar into the turn, they drive, and Corey's there. Corey is there along with Paul Thorpe. So Ronnie Corey leads, Paul Thorpe second. Lee Adams and Todd Wiltshire together in 3rd and 4th. It is Corey and Paul Thorpe, and Paul Thorpe drives round the outside of Ronnie Corey. So Paul Thorpe, after a shaky start, has come back into things in superb style. It is another Englishman who's going to book his path to the semi-final stages of the World Championship. Paul Thorpe in white leads, Ronnie Corey in 2nd place. Lee Adams there in yellow-black at the moment in time in 3rd, and Todd Wiltshire 4th, which is not good news for Todd Wiltshire, but Lee Adams never made a particularly good start from gate number 4. We now enter the final lap, and all eyes, especially the Yorkshire fans, on this young fellow in white. Superb race from him. He looks over his shoulder, sees that it's Ronnie Corey behind, but he's not worried about who's behind, it's who's in front of this nobody. As Paul Thorpe comes up to take the win. Paul Thorpe wins heat 15. 2nd place for Ronnie Corey, and 3 more points for Paul Thorpe, and surely He could well be another Englishman through to the semi-final stages of the World Championship. Lee Adams gets third place, Ronnie Corry gets 2 points for second, but a great win for Paul Thorpe in heat number 15. So heat number 16, Glenn Doyle, red, Australia, gate number 1, Sam Ermolenko, America, gate 2 in blue, Gary Havelock, white, England, gate 3, Mitch Shearer, New Zealand, yellow-black, gate 4, and this is heat number 16. The bike's red, the tapes rise, and Sam Ermolenko makes a dream and smooth gliding start into the first turn. So Sam Ermolenko in blue leads, yellow and black, Mitch Shearer in second place, Gary Havelock in white in third, and Glenn Doyle coming around the outside of Gary Havelock, who is fair to say is now back in fourth place and having a very, very disappointing afternoon. But America yet again leading with Sam Ermolenko, Mitch Shearer coming back into things, the oldest rider in the field, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying it, putting pressure on Sam Ermolenko. So Ermolenko now is going to have to watch his step. Mitch Shearer gets a good drive on the outside, takes the inside line on Sam Ermolenko, and it's through to first place. Mitch Shearer, the pint-sized Sunbright kid, with one more lap to go, is through to first place. Sam Ermolenko caught with his trousers down, and now Ermolenko comes back. It's all action on the final lap. Mitch Shearer leads. Sam Ermolenko in second place, and as they come out to take the flag, it's Mitch Shearer gets there. Sam Ermolenko in second place, and a great ride from pint-sized Mitch Shearer from New Zealand. Terrific win. We just have to ask ourselves, has he left it just a little bit too late? But Mitch Shearer comes from the back in great style and wins an eventful heat number 16. Sam Ermolenko in second place. So we now look at the final 4 outings here at Bradford Saltzel Stadium. As Mitch Shearer wins heat number 16, all the riders now got one more race to go, of course, in this overseas Speedway final. As Mitch Shearer gets congratulations from Ronnie Corry. And we look at the scoreboard, which is getting very, very close indeed. All riders had 4 outings, Ermolenko and Tatum on 10 points, Hamill on 9, Andy Smith 8, Kelly Moran and Porthorpe on 7 points. So Ermolenko and Tatum, we'd have to say, have booked their passage, and the rest need probably just a point to be sure of things. But that's the top 6 at the moment. Behind them, just look what's happening. Ronnie Corry and Doncaster on 7, and then 4 riders on 5 points, and this is where the battle really lies. Glenn Doyle, Joe Screen, Todd Walsh, who's dropped out of things at the moment, and Mitch Shearer, who's come back into things having won heat number 16. They're all on 5 points and still all to ride for. So there we are, 4 more races to go. Join us for the conclusion of the 1991 overseas final after the break.
Highlights from an historic
Bradford Saltzel Stadium, all the riders, all 16 now having their final outing to see who goes forward to the 2 semi-finals of the World Championship trial in Rovno, Russia and Ravensburg in Germany, both in August. And now we move on to heat number 17 with Rick Miller on 4 points in red, gate number 1, Kelly Moran on 7 points, he's in gate number 2, Mitch Shearer on 5 points in gate number 3 in white, and Paul Thorpe, who's come back into things, yellow and black in gate number 4, also on 7 points. Takes rise and into the turn, and Paul Thorpe makes a dream and smooth start and drives around the pack. So Paul Thorpe leads as they go down the back straight. Thorpe leads. White is Mitch Shearer in second place. So Mitch Shearer in second place on Thorpe with 1 lap gone. So Paul Thorpe really done the hard work as they come out of the start. It's a great smooth ride from him, and he really has come back into the thick of things. And it could be another Englishman through to the semi-final. Just look at him putting his weight on the back of that wheel, getting the maximum amount of horsepower out of that machine. Looks over his shoulder, sees that Mitch Shearer is still in second place. Long, long way clear of the pack then. With 1 more lap to go in heat number 17. And surely Paul Thorpe will end his proceedings on 10 points if he can stay out of trouble. Paul Thorpe still round the positive ends of heat number 17, and he's booked his passage in the semi-final as he wins. Paul Thorpe wins heat number 17, a great win from him. Mitch Shearer in second place, he's on 7 points. We'll have to wait to see what happens there with Mitch. But Paul Thorpe through on 10 points, and he's through to the semi-finals. So now we move on to heat number 18, and Glenn Doyle is on 5 points, Andy Smith on 8, Joe Screen on 5, and Ronnie Corry on 7. Glenn Doyle is in gate number 1 in red. Andy Smith in gate number 2 in blue. Andy Smith has been riding superbly bar for one outing. His final one, 8 points came from 2 outings. Joe Screen in white in gate 3, and Ronnie Corry, yellow-black, gate number 4. This is heat number 18. So into the first turn they drive, and yet again the yellow and black helmet colour flies high, but Andy Smith comes up alongside him. Andy Smith now takes the lead. So Andy Smith defies gate 4 in heat number 18. Andy Smith in blue leads. Ronnie Corry in yellow-black second, and Glenn Doyle in red in third. So Andy Smith, if he can hold on, will be another Brit, another Englishman through to the semi-finals. Currently on 8 points, on 11 would put him through. Ronnie Corry is on 7, and 9 would be enough for the American, the point-sized flyer from California. He would also go through to either Rovno or Ravensburg in the 2 semi-finals. Preferably, I suppose, all would like the German rain. One more lap to go in heat number 18. Nobody likes the Russian food, and who can blame them? Down the back straight for the final time, and it's Andy Smith, who surely is going to be another Englishman through to the semi-finals. Andy Smith comes out, he's done it! Smith gets through to the semi-finals. Second place, Ronnie Corry also goes through, but congratulations to Andy Smith. He looks over his shoulder, he congratulates Ronnie Corry, now he waves to the crowd, and Andy Smith on 11 points is another Englishman through safely to the semi-finals of the World Championship. So now we move on to the penultimate race, barring any run-offs of course here in the Odsal Stadium. And we see Billy Hamill in white getting words of advice from Mitch Shearer. Mitch, of course, the oldest rider in the field and always willing to give advice. Heat number 19 sees Todd Wiltshire, a very important race from him in gate number 1 in the red helmet colour, currently on 5 points. Jeremy Doncaster on 7 in blue, gate number 2. Billy Hamill, gate number 3 in white, he's on 9 points. Surely booked his passage but would like 1 more point. Sam Ermolenko in yellow and black, he's on 10 and already through, but in the favourable outside trap number 4. So Todd Wiltshire with all to do. He knows the pressure he's under as the tapes rise on the penultimate race here in the Odsal Stadium, and here they go into the first turn, and who's going to be the first one to show? And it is the rider in white, Billy Hamill. Hamill leads, Ermolenko with him, and also Todd Wiltshire's there, but it's the 2 Americans who hold pole position at the moment. So it is Billy Hamill leads in white, Sam Ermolenko second in yellow and black, Todd Wiltshire third. But is that enough for Todd Wiltshire? It looks at the moment it could be a run-off for minor places. We have to wait and check the scoreboards, of course, but no eyes are on the first 2 Americans who are safely through to the semi-finals without any problems whatsoever. They've got enough points already, but they're going in style, and that's the way the Americans do it. Billy Hamill leads. He knows that Sam Ermolenko is behind him. So Ermolenko in second place will end up on 13. Billy Hamill on 12 if it stays this way, and what a terrific round for Billy Hamill, who fell at this stage last year, but it's Hamill who wins heat 19. Sam Ermolenko second place, and Todd Wiltshire who finishes in third. So congratulations to both of these Americans, in particular good old Billy Hamill, one of the nicest riders in Speedway, who safely goes through to the semi-final. So now we move on to the last race, and we see Lee Adams red gate 1, Neil Collins blue gate 2, Kelvin Tatum white gate 3, and Gary Havelock in yellow and black gate number 4. And sadly 3 of these riders out of contention unless they can get a win. That's Lee Adams, Neil Collins and Gary Havelock. And the rider in white, Kelvin Tatum, already safely through as the tapes rise on heat number 20, and into the turn he drive. Lee Adams has made the start, but Kelvin Tatum comes up alongside him to take the lead. So Tatum leads. Second place in red is Lee Adams. Third in yellow and black is Gary Havelock, which won't be enough for Gary Havelock, who will be falling out of the wayside. Of course, current British champion on his home circuit, many felt would go through. So it's all about scores on the Old Misfold as we go into the latter stages, and riders who have really worked hard through the rain that has fell at Bradford's Odsal Stadium have paved their own way for success in the World Championship, and obviously progression. And Kelvin Tatum has done his bit, picking up vital points at vital stages and is going to end up proceedings with 3 more points as he leads by the proverbial mile here in heat number 20. So the white helmet colour flies high as he wins heat number 20. Kelvin Tatum wins. Lee Adams in second place, and Gary Havelock back in third. So a good and easy win for Kelvin Tatum after the second turn, and congratulations to him. He ends up on 13 points here at Bradford Salzburg Stadium, and a good and easy victor of heat number 20. Kelvin Tatum, another English rider, through to the semi-finals, and he looks very pleased with life, doesn't he? And who can blame him? He's through to either Rovno or Abensburg for the semi-finals in August. So a runoff for the reserve position in the semi-final sees Todd Wiltshire in red and Glenn Doyle in white, both riders finishing on 6 points. So Doyle and Wiltshire both coming from Australia, and with Lee Adams out of contention, it's not been a good day for the riders from down under. So 2 riders are going to go out from Australia, and 1 only is going to go through as meeting reserve, which only will take place if one of the riders above him falls through injury. It is Wiltshire who heads the pack. Wiltshire leads over Glenn Doyle. So Todd Wiltshire leads in red. Glenn Doyle second place in white. Doyle trying the inside line. 1 lap gone. Todd Wiltshire from Reading in Australia. Australia, of course, where he comes from. Reading rides for in the Sunbright League. 22 years of age. This, of course, his second appearance in the overseas final. Finished third last season at Coventry, behind Jeremy Doncaster and Sean Moran. But sadly, not a successful day for him this afternoon at Bradford Salzburg Stadium. And if he can hold on, this will only give him reserve. But Glenn Doyle is going to make him fight all the way. Wiltshire red leads. Glenn Doyle in second place, coming up now to put pressure on Todd Wiltshire as they go down the back straight. And now Glenn Doyle goes out in the dirt. Has he got the speed? Todd Wiltshire blocks a manoeuvre, and it's Wiltshire that wins. So Todd Wiltshire goes forward to the semi-final stages as meeting reserve. Glenn Doyle lives to fight another day, along with Neil Collins and Joe Screen, and Lee Adams, they live to fight another day. So runoff for silver and bronze between Sam Ermolenko and Billy Hamel. Ermolenko in red, Billy Hamel is in white. Both riders finishing on 12 points. So for the silver and bronze, as the caption says, for the runoff and the Overseas Speedway final. Purely academic, of course. The main thing is they go forward to the World Championship. It's a great call in Bradford. It's been one of those afternoons when we are everything as the tapes rise for this runoff, and Ermolenko leads. Ermolenko leads in red, Billy Hamel in white. I'm sure they're not too concerned. Perhaps they're cursing them not having to go out in this weather conditions and race. So Ermolenko, of course, making his 6th appearance in this championship, age 30, rides for Wolverhampton in the Sunbright League Division 1. Billy Hamel making his 2nd appearance here at the Overseas Speedway Championship. At 21 years of age, surely got a great future in the sport. Rides for Craiglie Heath, also in the Midlands, as most of the American riders do. So, procession racing here at Alzol Stadium in the 2 runoff positions as Sam Ermolenko just goes through the motions. Ermolenko comes out, and it's Ermolenko wins, silver position, and Billy Hamel, who has to be content with 3rd place. So there we are, Sam Ermolenko wins the runoff, he gets the silver medal, and Billy Hamel, who I'm sure is going to shake his hand, he does indeed, finishes with the bronze. So congratulations to the Americans. Let's have a few words then with the winner.
Kelvin Tatum, congratulations, Overseas Champion.
That's right, feels good. I've had a good meeting, I've rode well and my bikes have gone good, so really chuffed, really chuffed.
As always with these meetings, it got very tight towards the end. We've had some interesting racing in the latter part of the meeting.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot.
England's great hopes, the pressure certainly on his shoulders again. He wins on 13 points. Sam Ermolenko second on 12. Billy Hamel third on 12 after the run-off. Andy Smith fourth on 11. Paul Thorpe fifth on 10. Well, congratulations to Paul, rode very well in the second half of the programme. Ronnie Corrie sixth on 9 points. Then we look to 7th, 8th and 9th in the Overseas Speedway final, which sees Jeremy Doncaster on 7, Mick Shearer on 7 and Kelly Moran also on 7. They're the qualifiers for the semi-final stages of the competition, and Todd Wiltshire also won that run-off. He goes forward on 6 points in 10th position as the reserve from this particular Speedway Championship qualifying round. But as always, we hope you've been enjoying 11th place on 6 points. Joe Screen making his debut in this event, not undone on 5 points with great racing from him. He finishes 12th. Lee Adams, a bit disappointing, along with Gary Havelock and especially Rick Miller. They all had 4 points. And Neil Collins bringing up the pack on 3 points. So that's the latter half of the score sheet from Autosport.